Most people view an unfair advantage as a stroke of luck, being born into the right family, inheriting a fortune, or happening upon a lucky connection. While those factors exist, they are static. They are gifts of chance rather than tools of strategy. The modern economy is stripping away the value of static advantages. The World Economic Forum's projections for 2025 indicate that workers relying on a fixed set of technical skills are finding their expertise sidelined as industries rapidly automate. Institutional credibility now rests on the ability to move with the market, not just survive within it. The OECD warns that in an era of rapid change, technical knowledge has a shrinking half-life. Navigating this landscape requires advanced cognitive abilities, the capacity to evaluate how you learn, and the social-emotional control to manage complex, non-linear career demands. The real advantage is a compounding stack of 10 specific skills. Most people remain distracted by reactive noise, but the person who builds this particular combination gains a level of clarity and efficiency that is exceptionally rare. When these skills work in unison, you shift from being a participant in the economy to a person who can reliably engineer their own outcomes. You become difficult to compete with because you are operating with a different internal architecture than the average worker. We can visualize this architecture as a three-tiered pyramid. It starts with the internal engine, the foundational mindset and behavioral control required before any external leverage can be applied. Learning agility is the primer. Instead of waiting for the comfort of absolute certainty, you develop the habit of taking action, gathering immediate feedback, and adjusting your mental model. You prioritize the ability to unlearn outdated information as quickly as you acquire the new. Because learning involves frequent failure, you need emotional self-regulation as a defense for your judgment. This skill allows you to feel the sting of a mistake or the heat of an argument without letting those emotions hijack your subsequent behavior. This foundation is locked in by self-discipline and execution. This is the capacity to perform the boring, repetitive fundamentals of a project long after the initial novelty has worn off and your motivation has dipped. Combining the ability to learn quickly with the emotional control to stay steady and the discipline to finish creates a person who can absorb and overcome virtually any technical challenge. Once the engine is running, you stack the multipliers on top. These skills take your internal output and project it into the world with high-fidelity direction. Critical thinking acts as a ruthless filter for incoming data, checking assumptions and incentives. Communication then takes those refined ideas and handles the task of transferring meaning to others, turning your private thoughts into public influence. To ensure your productivity creates lasting stability, you need financial literacy. This is the mechanism that converts income into optionality. By understanding compounding and risk, you build the capital required to take smarter risks and buy back your time. Technological and AI literacy acts as a multiplier of your research and decision-making. Knowing how to direct these tools allows you to compress weeks of data analysis into minutes, giving you a significant speed advantage over those who use technology only for consumption. These multipliers weaponize your foundation. They let you see through manipulation, scale your resources, and extend your reach far beyond the limits of manual effort. The structure is completed by macro mastery. At this level, you move beyond managing yourself and start navigating the complex systems that govern the world around you. This starts with social intelligence, the ability to build networks of genuine trust. You learn to read situations and manage conflict, ensuring that people want to collaborate with you, mentor you, and open doors that remain closed to the self-absorbed. Systems thinking provides the capacity to see the whole board. You stop reacting to isolated events and start identifying the feedback loops and bottlenecks that drive results. This allows you to solve root causes while others are still treating symptoms. The final shield is resilience and adaptability. Because systems inevitably break and markets disrupt, you must be able to metabolize pain and shift strategies without losing your momentum. Macro mastery creates a self-feeding internal architecture. It allows you to stay calm in a crisis and thrive on the very disruption that causes others to panic. Possessing just one of these skills makes you useful. Possessing all 10 makes you a rarity. The leverage comes from how these abilities multiply each other, where your discipline feeds your financial literacy, and your social intelligence opens doors for your technological leverage. The advantage is an emergent property of your identity. By systematically building these capacities, you are choosing to become the kind of person who can see clearly and act consistently when the world is scattered. You can start this evolution with a 30-day plan. Reading 10 pages of a serious book daily isn't just about information, it's about building the cognitive endurance required for critical thinking. Tracking every expense builds the awareness needed for financial literacy. Doing one uncomfortable thing on purpose trains the resilience you'll need when a project fails. 30 days will not make you a master, but it will force a shift in your awareness. You will begin to notice the invisible systems, the hidden incentives, and the emotional triggers that most people completely ignore. You become truly dangerous to your own excuses when you stop waiting for the world to provide an outcome and start engineering the person capable of creating it. That is where the unfair advantage begins.